All right, so we're going to talk a little bit today about warm-ups on a wet field. As a standard organizationally, we want to make sure that our guys, one, are always prepared to play. We understand that many times at wet field, dry field, we can't control that. But at the same time, we want to make sure that our players are consistently prepared to be able to be in a successful situation. So in warming up on a wet field rather, you're obviously going to have some fields where coaches say, hey, stay off the dirt, stay off the grass, and so on. Typically, they're going to say stay off the dirt when it's wet because in a wet field situation, they're probably still working on the infields. In the outfield, it's going to be wet. A couple things that we're trying to do is not make the players lay down and get them wet. The other thing is trying to keep our balls as dry as possible because obviously a lot of wet balls, we're going to go through a lot of balls. And but in this situation, so warm-ups. Warm-ups would be the same on a wet field or a dry field. We'll stay off the foul line if all possible, going about 15 yards. If you got 12 players on the team, going in two waves. You'll have your first group, second group. Don't have three lines with four deep. Takes too long. They'll go everything that we do in our dynamic warm-up, we do forward and we do backwards. So we start on our toes. We walk forward 10, 15 yards on our toes. We walk backwards on our toes. We go forward on our heels. We go backward on our heels. We go low knee across, high knee across. From there, we're going to go shuffles, karaoke, high knee karaoke. Then we're going to do our, I think I said our shuffles, and then from there we're going to go 50, 75, and 100% with our sprints. That'll get us pretty much loose from the waist down. From there, we're going to do our arm routine as far as our basic stretch. We'll start with our right arm. If I'm right-handed, left-handed, if I'm left-handed, it really doesn't matter. We'll go, everybody goes right-handed first, palm down. Make sure that my chest and my shoulder is in a throwing position. A lot of your guys, you'll see this, you'll see this, you'll see this. Make sure that they're in a good throwing posture. Palm down, push down for 15 seconds, up for 15 seconds, in for 15 seconds, out for 15 seconds. Same thing on the left side. Good throwing posture. Down 15, up 15, in 15, out 15. Now we'll go back to the right side. Thumb down, good throwing posture. Down for 15, up for 15, in for 15, out for 15. All four directions, doing the same thing on the left side. From there, especially on a wet field, I know a lot of guys want to wait until they get out on the field to actually start throwing. If you're at ATP or you're at a place where you got covered cages, take advantage of that. After your guys hit, do all of these dynamic stretches over in the throwing area or beside the fence, or maybe even in the cover cages. You can do them inside the cover cages. From there, have them throw into their net after they've done their hitting routine. Because now when we get on the field, we don't have to worry about balls flying all over the place and worry about balls being wet. They can throw on the field, which we want them to do. However, understand that that way they're already loose. That would be a huge, huge thing that I would have our guys do beforehand. So once we get to the field, if it's a situation where you could not throw in the cages, we're going to start with everybody, instead of going down to the right knee, we're going to stand up, ball on arm side, make sure we got four-seam grip, throwing it, but make sure that we're seeing the ball, their wrist coming down and through the ball. You'll see especially some of the younger guys, they'll feel like they're pushing the ball there. We don't want to be pushing baseball, make sure the wrist is coming down and through the baseball. They'll throw 10 throws there from a wrist flip. From there, I'm going to back up a little bit, make sure everybody's at the same distance. We'll go 10 toes facing our partners, make sure front side is closed, thumb down, finish out front with a bent elbow. From there, we'll do 10 throws each from there. Then we'll back up slightly, we'll go straddle to throw, hands together, breaking thumbs down, head over back hip, throw, finish out front with bent elbow, make sure the back foot does not come forward. After we do 10 from there, we'll throw and let our backside come through. From at that point, they've thrown 10 wrists. They've thrown 10 toes. They've thrown 10 from straddle throw, leaving your backside back. And they've thrown 10, letting their backside come through. 40 throws minimum that are structured every time we throw the baseball. After they've done that, now they can release and they can throw, shuffle throw, long toss, and everything in between. With that being said, make sure that if your players are getting to a position where they're starting to disconnect, you start to see glove side fly, arm run away from them, ball starting to go everywhere. As you know, that's poor throwing mechanics. Shorten those throws up. If they cannot maintain proper form, do not allow your players to continue to throw at that distance. Make them shorten up so they can get back to proper form. So now we have our throwing done. Assuming we've already done that in the cage, we've done that on the field. So now how do we warm up when we can't hit a ground ball and we're trying to keep our balls dry? what I would do with younger teams especially, everybody is going to have to handle the baseball. Softball, you're going to have to throw, you're going to have to catch, and you're going to have to move your feet. So typically what we'll start with is we'll have what we call a four corners drill. That four corners drill initially will be about 15 feet, and you will start going arm side or going to your right, catch the ball, and you'll shuffle, go thumb down for baseball guys. I know softball, Angie typically teaches the scissors even when you're going to your right. Now you're going to go around that circle. We're going to go around 8 times. The goal here is to be able to go around 8 times without the ball hitting the ground. After we've gone around 8 times counterclockwise, now we're going to go glove side or to our left, catching the ball. After we catch the ball, I want to make sure that I scissors, I clear the glove, and I follow my flip. So typically, if I were in this position and I'm catching the ball coming from here, I'm now going to catch, clear my glove and flip, scissors, and I'm going to follow that flip to that line. And it's very, very important that we're teaching these guys to follow their flip so that, one, the ball stays accurate, 2, that the ball is firm and on time. All right, so either way that we're following our flip. So that's our 4 corners. After we get those basics done, we're going to go 8 times counterclockwise, 8 times clockwise. Now we'll back it out a little bit. Doesn't have to be very, very far, but we want to go about, say, somewhere between 45 to 60 feet between our 4 corners. From there, we can go same type of drill, but instead of flipping, now we're throwing. So if I'm in this corner, and we're going to start counterclockwise, meaning throwing to my right. So if I'm going counterclockwise, and I'm right-handed thrower, I'm going to catch, turn glove side, and throw that ball to that corner. So the ball's coming to me here, and I'm throwing to my right. I'm going to catch, turn, and throw. I cannot do that. I should not see guys catch, turn, and go. It should be catching, moving my feet as I go. Okay? We do that again 8 times. Now, once we go back to clockwise, it's going to be a little different in that, say, for example, if I were this corner again and the ball is coming to me from this direction and now I'm throwing this direction. You'll see a lot of guys want to put their glove here. The problem is if you throw me the ball here, my feet are tied up. I want our guys to put our glove out to their left so that thrower throws here. So now I can move my feet back through that, and now I can kind of follow my throw. So with all of these, again, we're following our throw. One, it'll help our guys stay loose, get our legs loose, but it'll also help them with accuracy using feet and hands. So if you do have an infield group, okay, we've got our infield group, and now I have an outfield group, same way with a dry field. I have a coach here, and you could just throw balls over the guy's head, over the player's head. So I would, if the camera were the coach, every player, the outfielder would have a ball. He would flip that to the coach, turn to their right, ball going straight over. You can jump step or they can drop step, but I shouldn't see players run at this angle and go back. When they run straight back, ball over the head, they catch. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Again, now they've done 2 each side. I drop to my right. I'm running straight back. Coach is going to throw it over my other shoulder. I'm going to turn my head and catch that ball. I should not see players open back up to their glove side or arm side inside. They always want to turn their head. A couple things to look for when they're doing that. Make sure they run through the turn. A lot of players will slow down as they turn their head, or they'll turn their head slow. Make sure they get their head around quick, but as they get their head around quick, they continue to run straight. What you'll see guys do, or ladies do, is they'll kind of fade off, and then their head turns and they'll run back this way, and then they'll find the ball and they'll run back. So they're kind of running like a post corner route. What we want in an ideal world is that route to stay straight out, they find the ball and they get to the angle.